Album Review, Drake's Scorpion. By the time Drake's fifth studio album, Scorpion, was finally released last Friday, its first two singles had already spent a cumulative 16 weeks at the top of the Billboard Singles Chart. Straight out of the gate, the mammoth double album shattered single-day streaming records on Apple Music, Amazon, and Spotify, with the latter going the extra mile and changing the header image on its playlists, including ones that feature 0 Drake songs, to various pictures of Drake. In other words, even if your music streaming regimen is restricted to Hungarian folk music and klezmer, it was impossible to be unaware that Drake had a new album out. So how does the 31-year-old feel about attaining a level of cultural ubiquity usually associated with strongman leaders of military dictatorships? Not great, apparently. "There's times when I wish I was where I was back when I was wishing I was here," he raps early on. The phrase "I'm so tired" is spoken several times, in addition to "I'm upset, I'm sick of this, I'm jaded, and I'm exhausted and drained." He mentions that upon the release of this very album, he will be out of his record contract, and sounds none too concerned about the prospect. On Is There More, he attempts to perform a self-audit on his own catalog of soul-numbing excesses, only to get distracted by a glimpse through the past month's expense reports. Is there more to life than taking trips to Dubai? Yachts on the 4th of July, G5 soaring the skies? Is there more to life than all these corporate ties and all of these fortunate times? More reviews. Carla Vivere Film Review. I do not care if we go down in history as barbarians. Existential dissatisfaction with his own success has been one of Drake's driving themes for the better part of a decade now, but rarely has his sense of exhaustion felt so palpable, and so easy for the listener to sympathize with as Scorpion stretches out to 90 numbing minutes. Which is not to say that the album is a failure. Drake is one of modern pop's few remaining too big to fail artists. His ear for hooks is as canny as they come. His gift for phrasing still allows him to imbue even the corniest punchlines with undeniable wit, and his production team, spearheaded, as always, by Noah 40 Shabib, with assists from No ID, DJ Premier, and Boy Wanda, ensures that every sample, snare snap, and bass swell sounds exactly as expensive as it probably was. But listening to Scorpion, nonetheless, feels less like taking a journey than circling around and around on a cul-de-sac in a luxurious gated community, with Drake too enamored with the lushness of his landscaping to realize he's reached a dead end. Consisting of an unwieldy 25 tracks, Scorpion is split into two sides, with side A featuring aggrieved, combative hip-hop, and side B focusing on moody, bruised R&B. Both have their moments. Singles God's Plan and Nice for What have lost none of their earwormy insidiousness. The Southern Fried flows on non-stop and Mob Ties may raise eyebrows, but they also show off Drake's versatility. Summer Games and In My Feelings cast Drake's signature nocturnal musings over interesting new textures, and Jay-Z and Ty Dolla $ign both bring welcome energy to their guest slots. But it's hard to listen through the entire expanse without performing a backseat edit. And even after several spins, too much of the album remains an indistinguishable muddle. The beauty of great kitchen sink monster albums, from the Beatles to Sandinista, and Wu-Tang Forever, is that they seem to demand curation and customization. Within all the bloat and the left-field experiments, there are infinite different track combinations to suit every mood and aesthetic inclination. On Scorpion, however, the filler couldn't be more obvious or less interesting. Glacial slow jam finesse might have worked with a powerhouse belter there to enliven it with some drama or athleticism, but with nothing but Drake's understated whisper singing to distinguish it, the song disappears from the memory the second it ends. The same certainly can't be said for the baffling ratchet Happy Birthday, which comes across like the sort of drunken studio goofery that would usually be unearthed for the bonus material on a super deluxe anniversary edition years down the road. As much as the album's length might challenge digital age attention spans, addiction to social media haunts Scorpion just as thoroughly as alcohol haunts a Townes Van Zandt album, or heroin does a 70s Lou Reed album, with Drake's typical night alone seeming to consist of hours and hours of timeline scrolling and DM sliding, even though he's well aware that the experience will leave him feeling awful. Back and forth to Italy, my comment section killin' me, he raps, too engrossed in the latter to enjoy the former. On Summer Games, he offers a succinct snapshot of the sad drudgery of Instagram love affairs. You say I led you on, but you followed me. I follow one of your friends, you unfollow me, then you block them so they can't see you liking someone just like me. Even though he's one of the world's most recognizable humans with the GDP of a small country in his bank account, Drake seems dead set on convincing us that his downtime is just as lonely and unfulfilling as ours. These types of lyrics quickly grow monotonous, but perhaps that's the point. On albums stand out Emotionless, anchored by an unlikely yet ingenious Mariah Carey sample,